In Joshua chapter 2, verses 4 and 5, in order to protect Israelites, Rahab lies to men that King Jericho sent to her. And because of that lie, she and her family were the only ones who were spared from the destruction. But how could God bless a lie? Let's consider. Hello, I'm Chico, and welcome to Advance Our Apologetics. Now here's the situation. Joshua and the Israelites are about to invade Jericho, and they send in two guys to spy out the city, see if there are any weaknesses, etc., etc. And they stop at the house of a harlot named Rahab, which already I think there are already other problems, like first of all, what are these two guys just doing stopping at a harlot's house? I don't know, maybe they're just logic. We can talk about that. That can make another video about that if you'd like. And also, God's blessing eventually this harlot. You may wonder, I'm not saying that you should, but maybe you do wonder, why is he blessing a harlot rather than one of the holy ladies in the city? We can talk about that too. But that's not our question for today. What we're really interested in today is the fact that Rahab lied. So let's check this out. Joshua chapter 2, verses 4 and 5. This is from New King James Version. Then the woman took the two men and hid them. So she said, "Yes, the men came to me, but I did not know where they were from. And it happened as the gate was being shut, when it was dark, that the men went out. Where the men went to, I do not know. Pursue them quickly, for you may overtake them." So she lies to these guys, and it works. Why did she lie to these guys? Well, let's read on a little bit further. In verse 9, it says, she said to the men, "I know that the Lord has given you the land, that the terror of you has fallen on us, and that all the inhabitants of the land are faint-hearted because of you." And then down in verses 12 and 13, "Now therefore I beg you, swear to me by the Lord, since I have shown you kindness, that you also will show kindness to my father's house, and give me a true token, and spare my father, my mother, my brothers, my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death." So interestingly enough, she is admitting to these guys, hey, I believe the God of the universe has sent you guys and given you guys this land. So I'm just asking that you guys watch out for us, okay? Like whatever you guys need, I'll hook you guys up. Just when you come into this city, protect us, please. And they say, okay, they'll do so. And sure enough, when the Israelites invade Jericho, Rahab and her family are the only ones that are spared. So chapter 6, verse 25 says, "And Joshua spared Rahab the harlot, her father's household, and all that she had. So she dwells in Israel to this day, because she hid the messengers whom Joshua sent out to spy out Jericho." Now, possibly you picked up on this, but some people will object that it is always wrong to lie. And therefore, even though Rahab saved the Israelites, she did something wrong. How could God bless what she did that was wrong? This is a view that was infamously held by philosopher Immanuel Kant. And I think the most interesting way to put it is imagine you were in Nazi Germany, and you were a German family, and you had hid some Jewish family in your attic, and the SS came knocking on your door, and you open the door, and they say, "Oh, guten Tag, mein Herr. We are just come to search the neighborhood, and we are asking everybody if they are harboring the Jews anywhere in the house. But of course, I know you, and I know that's ridiculous, but I have to ask anyway, so just let us know, and I'll be on my way," right? Now, if there's even any hesitancy in your voice, if there's anything but a direct and quick lie, then they are going to come in, search your house, find these people, and drag them off to a horrific death. So the question is it wrong for you to lie to those people in that scenario? You have an innocent family, let's say little kids in the family. Is it wrong for you to lie in order to save those little kids? Well, Kant says, yes, it is wrong. And when you say, but what about me allowing these people to die, right? Isn't that wrong? He says, no, look, you're not responsible for the killing of those people, right? That's on those guys. That's on the Nazis, right? You're just responsible for yourself. So all you do is not lie. Sure, harbor them whenever you can, but when those Nazis come and knock on your door, it's your responsibility not to lie. And yeah, so you're going to have to give them up. But it's not on your conscience because you're not the one doing the killing, right? It's these other guys that are doing the killing. That's a pretty austere claim, right? That's a pretty gnarly claim. But if it's true, then it leads us to this question: how could God allow, this blessing on Rahab when she did something wrong? Now, one thing you could claim is that maybe she wasn't blessed. It doesn't actually say God blessed her, right? It just said that she was spared. So maybe like Joshua happened to spare her, but God didn't tell him to spare her. I don't know. Like, you could say something like that, and it just made its way into the Bible. I think that would be a really hard sell, though, because it sure sounds like the Bible is presenting this in a favorable light. And in fact, later on, we see in the book of Hebrews that she makes it into the Hall of Faith. Like, when they list out all these people that are examples of champions of the faith, Rahab is listed out. So Hebrews 11:31, by faith the harlot Rahab did not perish with those who did not believe when she had received the spies with peace. Right? So she receives the spies with peace. It sounds like because of her faith, she doesn't get destroyed with everybody else. So it sure sounds like she got blessed there. Another possible solution is God is blessing her, but not for the lie. He's blessing her for harboring the Israelites, right? So yes, she did something wrong by lying, but he is blessing her for the good thing of harboring the Israelites and just ignoring the lie, or just not punishing her for the lie, let's say. And there are things that we do wrong that we happen to get away with that God doesn't. Well, definitely in the new covenant, right? The things that we get wrong, that we do wrong, we are forgiven for, right? We have mercy for those things. But in the everyday, when you do something wrong, sometimes you get the repercussions of it, sometimes you don't. So we could look at it that way, right? Like that God blessed her for the good thing that she did, and just she didn't get the repercussions for the lie. And this checks with James chapter 2, verse 25, which says that, likewise, was not Rahab the harlot also justified by works when she received the messengers and sent them out another way? Notice it doesn't say that likewise was Rahab justified by lying to the guys. It said she was justified by receiving them, sending them out another way. So never does it say that God was happy with her for her lying. Another way we can look at this is just to reject the idea that it's wrong to lie in all instances, right? It does seem fairly implausible in the instance of hiding the Jews in the attic, right? Like, you're hiding innocent people and hiding them from an abhorrent death, right? A torturous, abhorrent existence leading to a terrible death. So, yeah, it seems like, I don't know, it seems like that's a good thing to do, would be to lie in order to save those people. And taking this tactic would be taking seriously the idea that there are moral dilemmas. There are cases where we have to choose between two things, and which typically both would be wrong, but because of the circumstances, one ends up being right. So, for example, let's say a mad bomber is running into a crowd of people, right? Before they get to the crowd of people, you have a sniper gun. There are two options here. You can either shoot this person dead, or you can allow this person to go into a crowd and blow himself up. Now, normally, allowing a bomb to go off amongst a lot of people would be an evil thing for you to do. Normally, shooting a person would be an evil thing for you to do. So there are two evil things normally, right? But we can say that it seems like shooting this guy dead would be the right thing to do because you are saving a bunch of innocent people. So if that's the case, then Rahab lying, possibly it was the right thing to do in this situation. That's all well and good, but there are some verses that say that God is really not down for lying, right? He's definitely not excited about it. So Psalm 101:7 says, "He who works deceit shall not dwell within my house. He who tells lies shall not continue in my presence." That sounds spicy. Proverbs 12:22, "Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord." Revelation 21:8, But the cowardly, unbelieving, abominable, murderers, sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burns with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. In other words, they go to hell, like forever, like eternity-wise. That is definitely something you want to avoid. So what about Rahab then? Is she one of those people? Well, I think liars in this scenario, they're talking about habitual liars, right? We're not talking about a person that tells a lie like Rahab is telling a lie. That would definitely be one of those legalistic ways of interpreting this, interpreting it like the Pharisees interpreted keeping the Sabbath. If Jesus had kept the Sabbath like they wanted him to keep the Sabbath, then people would starve to death. And because they couldn't, they wouldn't starve to death. I don't know. I mean, they were walking around and they had to get the grains. I don't remember exactly what they're called, but they had to pick up the grains and rub them and then eat them. And if you watch The Chosen, you'll see them do it. And Jesus says that the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. And taken technically, that was breaking the Sabbath. But obviously, this is extenuating circumstances. And the same thing here. Lying and lies are all talking about habitual and doing it, for your own sake and that kind of stuff. But this kind of lying seems like it's totally different. So it doesn't seem like God is going back on his word by blessing Rahab just because she told a lie. In any case, those are possible reasons why we can say that God blesses Rahab even though she lied. If you have any questions, please hit me up in the comments and I'd love to answer those. And that's all I got for this video. Adios.